Hey guys, Level Cap here. Today I'm extremely excited because I got my brand new Origin PC. I've been sponsored with Origin since 2013. They make some of the best computers in the world, and I've been using their PCs in legendary tech support for over 4 years now. And as always, their PCs are shipped in that epic wooden crate, which ensures that not only are none of your components damaged, but it just looks all that much cooler when a giant wooden crate shows up at the house. And although I've gotten many computers from Origin in the past, I am particularly excited for this computer because it is not only overclocked by Origin for extra power, but it also comes with a brand new case, which I have to say is one of the best looking computer cases I've ever seen. And of course, they include all the standard components, your power cables, extra stuff that you need for expanding down the road. But once we get this Origin PC sheath off of the computer, that's where the real magic starts to happen. I wasn't entirely sure what to expect with this new case, but as we take it off here, you'll see in detail in the near future that this side panel is actually glass. It's not cheap plastic. It is solid glass, and it feels heavy and sturdy and really well built. Once we remove the protective foam packaging, you can see, as always, the Origin PC internal wiring is extremely slick. And I got to give the guys a huge shout out for putting my logo on the back side of the case. This is something that you can actually do with any PC that you order from them. You can either give them a custom graphic or choose from some graphics that they've set up. You can also just change the coloring of the case. I went for the all black look here, which I gotta say was the right choice. Now let's take a look at some of the case details and the system specs, of course. The front panel's got a nice little slide back tray, which houses USB ports. It's got a USB-C port there, power, reset switch, headphone jacks, and it's nice because you can just slide it back down if you're not using them. A big change I noticed when opening the front panel is that it's made out of solid metal this time around as opposed to plastic from their previous cases. It feels a lot more solid. I've got a card reader in there. And then we've got these really cool trayless hot swap bays where you literally just pop the hard drive in there. No screws needed whatsoever. I put some solid states, some platter drives in there. It accepts both sizes. That's really cool. I'd never seen a hot swap bay like that before. I got the whole thing set up in like 10 minutes. Moving into the internals, once again, we open this magnetic tempered glass door, which is just sleek. And we've got this all black theme going on in here. So you need a little extra light to see what's going on. We've got 4 sticks of HyperX RAM totaling 32 gigs. It's DDR4 at 3200 megahertz, really fast stuff. Then we have our overclocked 8700K CPU. This one's overclocked to 4.9 gigahertz, and the cooler is on the top of the PC. You can see the cooling pipes going up to the top. You can see we've got 3 fans there, keeping my CPU cool and allowing it to stay at a nice comfortable overclock speed, giving me that extra boost in all games. A nice little feature was that this desk cover here for the fans is actually magnetically connected, which is a nice upgrade from their previous clip-in ones. I'm really digging all the new case upgrades. We have a nice EVGA for the Win motherboard, allowing us to overclock with ease. And then of course, because this is an Nvidia Battle Box computer build, we have the Nvidia GeForce Titan XP, not the X Pascal or the Titan X. This is the GeForce Titan XP, one of the fastest gaming cards you can get on the market. Now, some people are always surprised that I don't go for an SLI build, and for the most part, that's because I play a lot of different games, and pretty much every game out there handles SLI differently, and can come with an array of problems like worse performance when SLI is enabled, a lot of input delay, and other things that can crop up like graphical issues. So rather than troubleshooting each individual game, which can take time and effort in a fast-paced work environment, I just go for the fastest single GPU, and the Titan XP has been more than adequate, as you'll see later in the video. Now, the power supply is actually hidden under a little bit of a metal sheath there, but we've got an 850 watt EVGA Supernova G3 power supply unit. And then also the main system drive is an incredibly fast 2 terabyte Samsung 960 Pro PCIe with M2. It is an insanely fast system drive, the fastest I've ever owned before. Loads up Windows in a second, loads all my games insanely fast before other players. It's absolutely awesome having such a fast system drive. And then one last cool little bit of flair on this Nvidia Battle Box is they put my logo on the tempered glass in the lower left corner. Very subtle, but if you look for it, it's there. I just love the look of this case. It reminds me of like Knight Rider or something. It's just all black with this dark tempered glass. It's super cool. And once you get it up and running with the internal lighting and everything, it even adds further to the look. Now, in terms of powering this system on and getting it ready for gaming, I love the fact that Origin PC has no bloatware on it. It's all good to go. You just update a few drivers, load up your games, and you're in-game playing. And I gotta say, check out this frame rate right now. I kept my previous graphics settings from my previous PC, which would often run at around 118, 120. This one is pretty much maxed out at 144 the whole time. I did put a frame cap of 144 on there so that it wasn't going beyond that, but I'm basically staying at the maximum refresh rate that my 144 Hertz 1440p monitor supports. And it's just buttery smooth through and through. I can definitely tell a difference between my previous PC and this one, but also when loading up some of the more taxing games that I play, like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which I've never really been able to hit 140 frames per second on. I previously would be running at around 70, 80, 90 FPS on average. Now, as you can see from my frame rate, I'm hitting the 120s frequently, 130s occasionally, but it's almost always above 100 FPS. And this, again, is at 1440p resolution with a lot of the graphical settings on medium or high. Now, if you've been playing one game for a long period of time and you've gotten used to how it feels on your current hardware, and then you get a massive hardware upgrade, I can tell you that is like one of the best feelings from a veteran gamer, someone who plays a lot of video games. It really does sort of inject a little bit of new life into whatever game you're playing, especially on PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which I was really struggling with the frame rate before. Now it feels so much smoother. I feel like I'm being less restricted by my frame rate in game and able to actually just focus on the gameplay a bit more. With Battlefield 1, since I've sunk so many hours into it, I can notice the fact that my frame rate really doesn't seem to be dropping in any sort of drastic way, and I'm just getting that nice buttery smooth FPS at like right around 144 frames, and even in the most intense action sequences it barely drops down at all, and that really allows me to stay on point and stay accurate no matter what's going on in the battle. Now, if you guys want to learn more about Origin PC, there's a link to their website in the video description. They're my personal favorite custom PC builders. They do an immaculate job when building their PCs. They got this awesome brand new case, and they have this legendary tech support hotline that you can call at any hour of the day or night. All the specific hardware will be listed in the video description if you want to know exactly what kind of motherboard or RAM is in this PC. And again, a big thanks to Nvidia for helping build this amazing battle box with their EVGA Titan XP. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.